And you can choose the window you want to. There we go. Excellent.
There it is.
And whenever you're ready, Woman, you're a little soft for me on mic, so I'm just going to run through the buzzer so everybody can hear me, right? Yeah, okay. I'm loud. I know that. Joseph, test buzz. Woman, reset. Thank you. Carrie? John? Abby? Josh? Brian? Great. Is it 3-on-3?
No. Whose name did we not call? Or maybe it is 3-on-3. I didn't think it was.
Is there anybody we didn't call?
Yusuf.
Are you logged into the buzzer?
Silence. Yosef, are you logged into the buzzer?
Most likely not. That's what I'm checking.
Okay, so you have to go to tpt.mykaplan.tv.
tpt.mykaplan?
Correct. .tv. And then you'll see a game code, 959 is the game code. And you'll need to enter your name and pick your team.
tpt.mykaplan.tv.
Correct.
.com or just
.tv.
Didn't come up for me. Why?
tpt.mykaplan.tv. There.
We seem to have lost Abby.
Abby, can you give me a test buzz? So if you're on a mobile device and your phone goes to sleep, you're still there. You just need to either re-engage with there you go, or refresh your browser. So sometimes your name will drop off. Joseph, you found it?
Yep.
Okay, so give me a test buzz. Thank you.
Okay, so we're 4-on-3 then? Is that right, Josh?
Yep, we're getting some nods.
Yep.
For those of you who want to, you don't have to, but if you want the hotkey for Zoom to mute and unmute, it's Alt-A. Alt-A on PCs, and on Macs, it's Shift-Command-A. Shift-Command-A. Again, you don't have to use it, but it's a little bit faster to get in and out of muting and unmuting. Other than that, Bob, I think we're good. I'll keep an eye out, and away you go.
Okay. Remember, everybody, you are restricted to no more than 2 buzzes per category. A third buzz in a category, your team loses points. You may interrupt me at any point. You can buzz in whenever you think you know the answer. It doesn't have to be in the form of a question. The only thing we have to ask you all to do is to mute. Everybody should be muted unless and until I recognize you, okay? Okay. Is everybody muted? Yes. All right. Good luck, teams. Here we go with our first category from 1 to 5 points. In the beginning is the category. In the beginning. For 1 point, the Yale-Harvard athletic rivalry began in 1852 in this sport. The Yale-Harvard, Abby?
What is football?
Incorrect. We subtract a point. This is a break for the red team for 1 point. John, you and your team may consult. The Yale-Harvard athletic rivalry began in 1852 in this sport. The team has 10 seconds to consult and can either answer or pass. You can open up your mics if you want to and talk. You don't have to buzz in, John. You just have to let me know if you want to answer or pass.
Sorry, we're going to answer.
Go ahead.
We think the correct answer is rowing.
Rowing is correct, and it was a triple stumper on the show. I would have guessed football too, Abby, for what that's worth. Okay, here we go for 2 points in the beginning. Scientists have confirmed that HIV came from a similar virus in this African ape. Scientists have confirmed that HIV came from a similar virus in this African ape. 5 seconds. John.
The chimpanzee.
Chimpanzee is right for 2 points. And that is only your first buzz, John. The steal does not count against your buzzing. In the beginning for 3. Some scholars believe this punctuation mark comes from the Latin word eo, a shout of joy. Some scholars believe, Josh?
The exclamation point.
That is right for 3 points, and you're out of the hole. Not that I expected you'd be there long, but it's better to be out of it than in it. Very good. Well done. In the beginning for 4. In 1939, a Montgomery Ward copywriter wrote this story that was handed out to children in the store for Christmas. In 1939, Brian.
Yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus.
Good guess, but incorrect. We go to the red team once again, John. In 1939, a Montgomery Ward copywriter wrote this story that was handed out to children in the store for Christmas.
Our guess is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
That is correct for 4 points. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer is right. I didn't even know it was a story. Finally, for 5 points, in the beginning. Formed as a result of World War II, this think tank took its name from research and development. Formed as a result of World War II, this think tank took its name from research and development. 5 seconds. Joseph?
Would it be Brainbox?
Incorrect. A break for the blue team. Josh, you can consult and guess or pass. Formed as a result of World War II, this think tank took its name from research and development.
We're going to pass.
Okay, you'll all kick yourselves when you think of it. The classic abbreviation is R&D. It is the RAND Corporation. The RAND Corporation, R&D. Okay, next one is cheerful. Sitcom by characters. I'll give you a pair of characters. You buzz in and give me the sitcom. If you want to buzz in after one character, that's okay too, but you're going to get 2. Here we go for 1 point. Detective Stan Wojciechowicz, Detective Sergeant Nick Yamana. John?
Barney Miller.
That is right for 1 point. Barney Miller. Sitcom by characters for 2. Kyle Butters. Josh?
South Park.
Yeah, South Park is right. Sitcom by characters for 3. Hayden Fox, Luther Van Dam. Hayden Fox, Luther Van Dam. 5 seconds. Time. Dan?
That's not Coach, is it?
It is. Coach is right. Very good. And I'm sorry, who's our scorekeeper again?
Wummelin.
Wummelin. Okay, I'm sorry,
You've
Wummelin.
given me Dauber, I would have been more sure, but
Okay. Here we go, teams. Sitcoms by character for 4. Leslie Knope, Knope, Ron Swanson. Brian?
Parks and Rec.
Parks and Rec is right. I didn't know whether the K was silent or not because I never saw that show. Finally, for 5 points, what can I tell you? 5 points. Sitcom by characters. Jack McFarland, Karen Walker. Josh?
Will and Grace.
Will and Grace is right for 5 points. Our next category is one that I really like, food and drink brands. Food and drink brands for 1 point. Up to 8 varieties of these are sold every year. The shortbread trefoils are always included. John?
Girl Scout cookies.
That is right. Those shortbread trefoils, always part of the 8 for 1 point. Food and drink for 2. Swanson Broth is owned by this other soup company. Swanson Broth is owned by this other soup company. John?
Campbell's.
Campbell's is right, and you're out of the category. Your teammates will have to pull the weight for food and drink brands for 3. You're on a roll, in quotes, if you know that Leo Hirschfeld gave this chewy chocolate candy his daughter's nickname. You're on a, Abby? Abby, unmute.
Sorry. What is Tootsie Roll?
Tootsie Roll, that's right. His daughter was nicknamed Tootsie. Nice, I never knew that. Very well done. For 4 points, food and drink brands. For a box top and 25 cents, you could get a rag doll from this brand. The family included Uncle Mose and twins Diana and Wade. For a box top and 25 cents, you could get a rag doll from this brand. The family included Uncle Mose and twins Diana and Wade. Five seconds. Time. Dan, Wilmelin, take a stab at it.
No idea.
No? The spouse of Uncle Mose was Aunt Jemima. Aunt Jemima. The uncle, I think, was meant to be the clue. Food and drink brands. Oh, that was a triple stumper on the show, so no harm there. They didn't get it either. I think we'll do well on this last one. Food and drink brands for 5. John's still out of it. The #1 selling brand of frozen pizza in dollar sales. It's not delivery, it's this. Josh.
DiGiorno.
DiGiorno is right for 5 points. At the end of the first 3 categories in the first round, Healthy Rivalry, Trainstorm 17, Sons of Anarchy 6. We'll go on to our 4th category, New York Cities and Towns. New York Cities and Towns. For 1 point, it's known as the birthplace of baseball. It's known as the birthplace of baseball. Yosef. Unmute, please.
All right, is it Cooperstown?
Cooperstown is right, yes. Okay, we'll have 5 seconds to unmute everybody, but we'll get in the hang of it. Very good. New York Cities and Towns for 2. The George Eastman House in this city is home to the International Museum of Photography and Film. The George Eastman House in this city is home to the International Museum of Photography and Film. 5 seconds. Joseph.
Rochester?
It is in Rochester, yes. And going there is for like a long weekend or something is on my bucket list. I hope to get there soon. Okay, for 3 points, New York Cities and Towns. It's no myth. This city was named because of its location within the town of Ulysses. It's no myth. This city was named because of its location within the town of Ulysses. Josh.
Ithaca.
Ithaca is right for 3 points. I think that's your second buzz. No, I'm wrong. Or am I?
No, that was my first in this
That was your
category.
first. Okay, I apologize. It's hard to keep track. We have so many players whose name begins with J that it's a little hard for me to keep track. So we'll all keep ourselves honest. Nobody's going to buzz twice, right? Right. Okay, for 4 points. New York Cities and Towns. This small town in Wyoming County boasts a large annual rodeo and a rather well-known maximum security prison. This small town in Wyoming County boasts a large annual rodeo and a rather well-known maximum security prison. 5 seconds. Time. Dan Wilmelin, want to take a stab?
I will pass.
Mm-hmm. So they guessed Sing Sing on the show, but that was wrong. It is Attica, Attica, Attica from Dog Day Afternoon, of course. And finally, for 5 points, take note, the fort in this town was once considered the Gibraltar of the North. Take note, The fort in this town was once considered the Gibraltar of the North. 5 seconds. Time. I don't think that was a very good clue. If the take note had suggested a pencil, would that have helped anybody?
No.
No?
Would it have been, because I'm just asking, because of the pencil reference, would it have been Ticonderoga?
It would, yes. Ticonderoga was good. That was the fort. I don't think they were very helpful in that clue. Okay, and it was a triple stumper on the show, by the way, so they undid themselves. Oh, I love this next category. The National Toy Hall of Fame. The National Toy Hall of Fame. Good luck, teams. For 1 point. Joshua Cowan gave his middle name to this brand of model trains. Joshua Cowan gave his middle name. John?
Lionel.
Lionel, of course. Lionel trains. I owned a set of Lionel trains right after I went to see Hello Dolly, I believe. Okay, National Toy Hall of Fame for 2. This doll was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2002. Her brother Andy didn't join until 2007. Kerry. Kerry, I'm
Raggedy Ann. Sorry,
Right.
Alt A didn't work. Raggedy Ann.
Okay. Raggedy Ann is correct for 2 points. Very well done. For 3 points. Initial sales for it were sluggish, but demonstrations of how it walked downstairs at Gimbel's made it walk off shelves. Kerry?
Slinkies.
The Slinky is right for 3 points, and you're out of this category. Don't buzz in till the next one. For 4 points. A steam shovel and a crane were the first metal trucks the Mound Metalcraft Company, Josh?
Tonka.
Sold under the name of Tonka is right. 4 points. Tonka. Tonka very much. Finally, for 5 points in the National Toy Hall of Fame. Told you this was a great category. John Lloyd Wright, son of Frank, created this, in quotes, presidential construction toy. John Lloyd Wright. John?
Lincoln Logs.
Lincoln Logs is right for 5 points. Very, very good. Tight match. Our final clue in this final category in the first round is Y is the only vowel. So every response will have no vowels but Y. Okay? Y is the only vowel for 1 point. Good luck, teams. British clergyman Charles Wesley was a notable Methodist writer of these. British clergyman, John?
Hymns.
That's the word with only Y as a vowel. Hymns is right for 1 point. Y is the only vowel for 2. It's the adverb for how the bashful boy does things. It's the adverb, John?
Shy.
No. We'll send it over to the blue team. It's the adverb for how the bashful boy does things. Josh, you may consult.
Shyly.
Shyly, yes. Sorry, John. Shy is an adjective. We were looking for the adverb. That's right. Okay, a little spin of 4 points, 2 either way. No harm done. We go on to Y is the only vowel for 3. A naiad in myth or Lolita in literature. A naiad in myth, Joseph?
Nymph.
Nymph is right. Yes, nymph is the Y word. Okay. For 4 points, Y is the only vowel. Romany. Romany. Time. Dan, Wumelin, Romany?
I'm going to pass, Bob.
Pass. Not sure.
Sorry?
Not sure.
No.
Pass.
Gypsy. Gypsy. Another word for Romany is gypsy. I'm a pretty girl, Mama. It's a different gypsy. But here we go for 5 points in Y is the only vowel. In the Iliad, this dwarven race from Africa fought against cranes who destroyed their fields. In the Iliad, this dwarven race from Africa fought against cranes who destroyed their fields. 5 seconds. Time. The dwarven race, Dan?
Pygmy?
Pygmy is right. Pygmy is the word with two Y's in it. Okay, and our next category, no, we don't have a category. We have Kaplan Crowdsource Potpourri. 5 questions sent in by your peers and mine, 3 points apiece, so the scores can really change here. You are once again, for these 5 clues, you're once again restricted to 2 buzzes maximum. Okay, good luck, teams, for 3 points. The Skeen-Dhu, that's Skeandhu, is the close combat knife worn traditionally by the men of this Northern European country. The Skeen-Dhu, Skeandhu, is the close combat knife worn traditionally by the men of this Northern European country. Joseph?
Scotland?
Scotland is right for 3. Very good. 3 points. Scotland. For 3 points. In the inexplicably avian terminology of golf, a birdie is 1 under par for a hole. 2 under is this. Josh?
Eagle.
An eagle is right for 3 points. Third clue. This sexy comedy detective series set at the Blue Moon Detective Agency ended its 5th season in 1989. This sexy, Brian?
Moonlighting?
Moonlighting is correct for 3 points. 3 more points. One of 2 Marx Brothers not among the 3 that starred in A Night at the Opera. One of 2 Marx Brothers not among the 3 that starred in A Night at the Opera. 5 seconds. Time. Well, the 3 in the movie were, of course, Groucho, Harpo, and Chico. The 2 who are not, Gummo and Zeppo. Gummo and Zeppo. Gummo was never in the movie. Zeppo was in a few of the early ones. He was terrible. Okay, our final clue. Here we go. For 3 points. This cake, named for the queen who favored it, consists of raspberry jam and double cream cushioned between 2 layers. This cake, named for the queen who favored it, consists of raspberry jam and double cream cushioned between 2 layers. 5 seconds. Time. Dan Wumelin, any guess?
No, sir.
No. It's known as the Victoria Sponge cake. Okay, at the end of our first round and potpourri, we will not have a tie, and that's good news, because we have Trainstorm with an even score of 32, Sons of Anarchy of an odd score of 25, which is essentially a tie, and that takes us into our double jeopardy round where the points are doubled and everything can change. I am so crazy about this first category, I can't stand it. I hope you enjoy it too.
Quick question.
Uh-huh.
My buzzer screen does not reflect the same scores on the main screen.
Can you give a test buzz there, John?
I'm looking at the buzzer. There's no names under the red team.
So
mine won't buzz.
Can you refresh your browser, John?
Okay.
Mine is the same. 22, 26 is what I'm showing on the.
Okay, 1 second. Woman, does the rejoin game work?
Who's going in
Yes.
as Bob? Oh, the host. Yeah.
Yeah.
It still won't let me buzz.
Try again.
Now the team names are gone. But it still says 3225.
Yeah, I can't buzz either.
It won't
Okay,
buzz.
so time out. Wobblein, hold on before you refresh anything. John, can you refresh your browser one more time for me?
Sure.
Thank you.
So
Now
rejoin game 959?
Correct. And now try buzzing.
Nope.
Okay, 1 second.
I believe the buzzer needs to be reset because right now on my phone it says John Fuller just buzzed in. Fulford, excuse me.
Yeah.
Can we
Hold on 1
rebuild?
second. Well, we'll give me 1 second. So, Woblin, if you could just refresh your browser one more time and rejoin that game. Okay, and then reset the buzzer there. Just hit that button. Okay. Can you do me one favor, Woblin? On the blue score, can you press the plus button? All right, go down again. Okay. Joseph, can you try test buzzing? Okay. Refresh. John. Okay. Carrie. All right. Joseph, I saw. Great. Josh. Josh, if you have not oh, great. Excellent. Brian. And Abby. All right. I think we're good to go. I think it was just a timing issue of refreshing the browser. So should be good to go. Keep an eye on it, though.
Neither team name is listed there. I just see the colors blue and red, which is okay, but I got no team names listed there.
Okay. I'll let everyone know.
Here we go, everybody. We don't need the team. I know the team names. You don't need any stinking badges. I know who you are. Here we go. The category, I love this category to pieces. May I quote you on that? May I quote you on that? When you hear these, you'll know what I mean. For 2 points. Upon meeting Jimmy Page at Buckingham Palace, this woman asked, "And what do you do?" Upon meeting Jimmy Page at Buckingham Palace, this woman asked, "And what do you do?" Abby.
I'm gonna feel dumb if I get this one. Queen Elizabeth.
More specific?
I don't understand. Queen Elizabeth II, I think.
Thank you. That's all I wanted to hear.
Okay.
Second. Thank you. Okay, that's it for 2 points. May I quote you on that for 4? This is from a 1939 editorial. The problem with this is, quote, people must sit and keep their eyes glued. The average American family hasn't time. A 1930, Josh?
Television.
Television is right for 4 points. People won't stay glued to a television. What are you, nuts? Very good. May I quote you on that for 6? No matter what happens, the U.S. Navy is not going to be caught napping, said Navy Secretary Frank Knox, December 4th of this year. Josh?
1941.
1941, that's right. 3 days later, womp, womp. Okay, Josh, you're out of this category. May I quote you on that for, aren't these great, for 8 points? This is from my home newspaper, Variety. In 1955, on this musical style, quote, it will be gone by June. Brian?
Rock and roll.
That's right. Rock and roll for 8 points. That's correct. It'll be gone by June. Was that your second buzz, Brian?
No, first.
Okay, first. Okay, then everybody but Josh is eligible for this final clue for 10 points. In 2010, British Petroleum said it, quote, seemed inconceivable, unquote, that this oil rig device, BP for short, could fall, or could fail, I'm sorry. In 2010, British Petroleum said it, quote, seemed, John?
Is it the Deepwater Horizon?
No. I will repeat it for the blue team. In 2010, British Petroleum said it, quote, seemed inconceivable, unquote, that this oil rig device, BP for short, could fail.
We're going to pass.
Well, John, you know the thing, the BP.
It's the blowout preventer.
The blowout preventer. Yes,
Yes.
that's right. Another bad call from British Petroleum. Okay, we go on now to cover bands. Cover bands for 2 points. Desperado pays tribute to this group. Desperado pays tribute to this group. Brian.
Eagles.
The Eagles is right for 2 points. Cover bands for 4. Well, whatever. Nevermind has the look and sound of this grunge group. Josh?
Nirvana.
Nirvana is right. You know your groups. For 6 points. Here's a message in a bottle. Stung covers the songs of this trio. Josh?
Police.
Police is right for 6 points. For 8 points. Covering this quartet, Vertigo USA could be, quote, even better than the real thing, unquote. Covering this Brian?
U2.
U2 is right for 8 points. And finally, for 10 points in cover bands, everybody but Brian. Perhaps Back in Black, Livewire shook me all night long with its tribute, Joseph.
AC/DC.
AC/DC is right, 10 points. Blocking the blue team from running the category. Okay, next category, Revolutionary War Generals. Revolutionary War Generals. For 2 points. In command when the war began, Artemus Ward was soon playing second fife to this man. In command when the war began, Artemus Ward was soon playing second fife to this man. 5 seconds. Oh, well, the Revolutionary War commander was George Washington. George Washington for 2 points. I think everybody assumed that was going to be more complex than it was. For 4 points. In 2002, remember the category Revolutionary War Generals. In 2002, this French general became only the 6th person to be named an honorary US citizen. In 2002, this French general became only the 6th person to be named an honorary US citizen. Joseph.
Would it be Lafayette?
It would be Lafayette. Not that it would make much difference to him, but Lafayette was correct for 4 points. All right, for 6 points. The last surviving general, who died in 1832 at age 98, gave his name to a South Carolina site that later made big news. This last surviving general who died, Josh?
Sumter.
General Thomas Sumter is correct. Very, very good. 8 points. I'm sorry, yeah, 6 points, I'm sorry. 6 points. For 8, Revolutionary War. I think that's your second, Josh, but I'm not sure. Nope, just the one. Okay. I'm going to stop keeping track of that. You'll all be honest. And Wilma, and you'll watch for it too. This general became our nation's first Secretary of War and had a Kentucky fort named in his honor. Josh?
Knox.
Henry Knox. Fort Knox is right for 8 points. That's the way to do it, Josh. That keeps me honest. And finally, for 10 points, Revolutionary War generals. A statue of this colorful in quotes, general in the US Capitol represents the state of Rhode Island. A statue of this colorful general in the US Capitol represents the state of Rhode Island? 5 seconds. Time. Wilma Lynn, Dan, any guesses? No.
No.
It's General Nathaniel Greene. General Nathaniel Greene. Okay, at the end of the first half of the second round, the blue team, Trainstorm, 86. Red team behind at 29. 3 more categories, though. Lots of points ahead. The next category is whatchamacallit. Whatchamacallit for 2 points. Because it operates like an old-fashioned execution device, your average paper cutter also goes by this name. Joseph?
Guillotine?
Guillotine is right for 2 points. I did not know that. Whatchamacallit for 4. A ciborium, C-I-B-O-R-I-U-M, is a small container used to hold the consecrated wafers for this sacrament. A ciborium is a small container used to hold the consecrated wafers for this sacrament. 5 seconds. John?
Communion.
Communion. We would have accepted Eucharist as well. That's right, for 4 points. Whatchamacallit for 6. In the pronunciation of the word circus, the U is an unstressed vowel and is marked with what looks like an inverted E, called this. In the pronunciation of the word circus, the U is an unstressed vowel and is marked with what looks like an inverted E, called this. Brian?
Schwa?
The schwa is right. Very good, Brian. I got like $1,000 when I was on Jeopardy with the schwa, and gasps from the audience. You did very well with that. For 8 points in whatchamacallit. It's the 3-letter word for an apple seed or any of the spots on a pair of dice. It's the 3-letter word. Josh?
A pip.
Pip is right. That's the 3-letter word. And finally, for 10, we have a surprise substitution, surprise substitution, surprise substitution. La, 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 la. Thank you. Category for the surprise substitution for 10 points. Name the year. Name the year, please. Hawaii becomes our 50th state. Hawaii becomes our 50th state. 5 seconds. Joseph?
Would be 1959?
That is right. 1959 is correct for 10 points. Okay. Next category, our top stories. Our top stories for 2 points. Dateline, Southwark. 30 pilgrims en route from Tabard Inn, ultimately to this town in Kent. Dateline, Southwark. 30 pilgrims en route from Tabard Inn, ultimately to this town in Kent. Joseph?
Canterbury?
Canterbury Tales, that's right. Top stories, get it? Stories, tales. Okay, for 4 points, very good. Dateline Hell. This lost archangel laments loss of paradise and plots revenge. Dateline Hell. This lost archangel. Joseph?
Michael?
Incorrect. Break for the blue team. Repeat it for 4 points. Dateline Hell. This lost archangel laments loss of paradise and plots revenge. You
Gabriel?
That's incorrect too. No harm, no foul. You lose 4 points. The lost archangel is Satan. Satan. Could it be Satan? Nobody remembers Dana Carvey. That's a loss. That's a drop of 4 points. Sorry, Wilma. Very good. Okay, scores are correct. Our top stories for 6. Dateline, Georgia. Sharecropper Jeter Lester lives out his sad existence on this road, in quotes. Dateline, Georgia. Sharecropper Jeter Lester lives out his sad existence on this road. 5 seconds. Time. Too late, John. Dan?
No idea. I'd say Tobacco Road is the only road I can think of.
Tobacco Road is correct. That would be right for 6 points. For 8 points. Dateline London. Orphan asks for additional serving of this 5-letter foodstuff. Josh.
Gruel.
Gruel is correct for 5 points. Finally, for 10 points in our top stories. Dateline on the road. Sal and Dean beating it to this West Coast town. Dateline on the road. Sal and Dean beating it to this West Coast town. Time. Dan Wimelin.
No idea.
On the road, it was a triple stumper on the show too. On the road was on their way to San Francisco. San Francisco was the destination. Our final category starts with the same 2 letters. Starts with the same 2 letters. Good luck, teams, for 2 points. Spooky. Spooky. Brian.
Eerie.
Eerie starts with the same 2 letters. Letter EE. That's right, for 2 points. Starts with the same 2 letters for 4. If you've got lots and lots of something, you've got this large amount. If you've got lots and lots of something, Josh?
Oodles.
Oodles is right for 4 points. Starts with the same 2 letters for 6. In the Bible, he made the golden calf, disappointing his brother. In the Bible, he made the golden calf. Josh?
Aaron.
Aaron is correct. John Carradine in the movie. For 8. Starts with the same 2 letters. This kind of tea gets its name from the Chinese for, Brian?
Oolong.
Black Dragon. Oolong is right. And finally, for 10 points, in starts with the same 2 letters. This British company bills itself as the world's leading insurance market. This British company bills itself as the world's, John?
Lloyd's of London.
Lloyd's is right. But at the end of the game, we have the blue team, Trainstorm at 124, and the red team 53. And sorry for the glitches, but it was a good match. Thank you all very, very much. And we'll be back at the top of the hour with our next match.
Thank you, Bob.
Thanks.